Hello, everyone. So, Mr. George W. Bush made a bit of an oopsie the other day as he was giving a speech. Take a look at it, and then I want to briefly talk about it.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, too. Anyway, 75. Here's the
Wow. So, I've said this many different times in the past. The rehabilitation process of George W. Bush has been completed, and that's been for some time now. He has been completely rehabilitated. He is no longer the great evil that he once was, or may have previously been. Of course, with the introduction of Donald Trump in his reign as president, he kind of took over as the new great evil. And because this guy was even ever so slightly critical of Donald Trump, and he represents more of, I guess, the establishment than the kind of, wildness that Donald Trump exemplified, though Donald Trump governed like a typical establishment Republican with his policies. But I digress. That was enough for them to side with this man in their opposition to anything but Trump, of course. But aside from him being rehabilitated and thrusted right back into polite society as if he somehow belongs there, in this little speech he was giving, he made that little slip up that you saw. And I'm not gonna go through the history of who this character is and what he's done and everything he's guilty for. I'll just take it that everyone knows, right? But what's so amazing to me is the laughter that came after he made this little slip up. Now, it's amazing because a war, that being the war in Iraq, a war that was justified with lies, not an ounce of truth. I mean, it was predominated on lies. This war was trillions of dollars wasted, thrown away that could have helped, Americans, but even more important than that, could have saved the lives of millions of Iraqis, at the very least hundreds of thousands, with this in the entire situation not taking place. But I don't know if that is a guilty conscience that we just witnessed. He seemingly, I don't know if that correct remark that he threw in there was him acknowledging some wrongdoing. But at this point, what even is that? You know what I mean? This guy should be in the Hague. He should be in a jail cell for the rest of his life. The fact that we can somehow still concern ourselves with this man as he gives speeches, and he's freely able to do so, is completely bewildering and mind-boggling. And once again, it's incredibly sad and unfortunate how, the Iraq war has been reduced to some sort of a comedic gag. He makes this slight slip up, or it's not a slight, it's a major slip up, and he gets laughs from the crowd. That isn't anything that justifies a laugh. No, it's not actually. And I'll end the video by saying this. He's standing here criticizing Vladimir Putin. Not that Vladimir Putin is somehow a man that deserves no criticism. You can criticize him in whatever way you see fit. But the difference is between you, I would assume, and this man here is that you aren't a war criminal. You aren't guilty of the murders of millions of people. Okay? You didn't illegally and unjustifiably invade a country that didn't attack you or your nation. That was this man. And so for him to stand here and criticize another world leader, really no matter who that world leader is honestly insanely hypocritical, and it falls upon deaf ears. I think that's extremely safe to say. I got to tell you, man, you really have to wonder how people like this man sleep at night. But at the very least, as it pertains to this video, it seems like that is ever so steady on his mind.